this video I'm testing out the Gourmia 14QT all-in-one air fryer, so let's get started. The Gourmia all-in-one air fryer was a Walmart exclusive Black Friday deal. This is model GAF 1290. It comes with a drip tray, the rotisserie lift tool and 2 forks, an air fry basket, the rotisserie spit and another air fry basket. There is an integrated temperature probe which is magnetically stored on the bottom right side of the unit. It measures roughly 14.5 inches tall, just over 12 inches wide, and the depth from the back all the way to the handle is about 13.5 inches. The cord length measures 42 inches. It's compact enough to fit on most counters without taking over your kitchen, which is always a plus. The advertising says there are 28 cooking presets, which is a little misleading. The display has 14 presets, but they've counted them twice, once to use with the manual setting and the other to use with probe cooking. A little sneaky if you ask me. The LED display panel is big and bright and has a similar layout to other Gourmia air fryers and ovens. The cooking functions are air fry, bake, roast, broil, dehydrate, reheat, keep warm, fries, wings and bacon. We have a preheat option and a turn reminder option, the stop cancel button, power on, start, rotate, which will be used for the rotisserie, and light on and off. Press and hold the stop cancel button for about 3 seconds to turn off the beep sound, and press it again when you want to turn it back on. It's small touches like this that make a big difference in usability. Gourmia is the only air fryers I've ever used that has this feature. If your air fryer has this feature, please do let me know in the comments. It's one of the most sought after features, I believe. Press and hold both the temperature arrows to switch between Fahrenheit and Celsius. There are 4 more cooking functions for chicken, fish, pork and beef. To cook with the temperature probe, insert it into the probe jack and insert the temperature probe into your protein and then pop it into the oven and close the door. And the door will close over the wire and it will hang out, but you don't need to worry about it. When you select your protein, it'll show you the temperature on the left side, which is the temperature it's cooking at currently. And the temperature on the right side is the target temperature that you want it to reach. You can adjust the target temperature if you want. To select the level of doneness for beef, with the probe inserted, press the beef setting until you find your choice. This only works with the probe. You have rare, medium, and well done. And just if you're wondering, if you turn on the unit, you can manually set the temperature or time. You don't have to press any of the presets first. The maximum temperature is 400 degrees Fahrenheit and the maximum time is 1 hour. To use the rotisserie spit, insert one end into the gear on the left wall, then rest the right end of the spit on the hook that's located on the right side of the air fryer. When you want to remove it, use the lift tool, first lifting it from the right side, then the left side should release, allowing you to pull it out of the air fryer. I'll show it later on in the video when I make a rotisserie chicken. Be sure to wash out all the trays and accessories, wipe down the outside of the unit as well as the inside using a damp cloth or paper towel, especially the heating element, which is where there will be a lot of residue. Then run the air fryer on the highest temperature, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for at least 20 minutes to help get rid of the residue and that new air fryer smell. When done, leave the door open to air out all the plastic smell. I started with something simple first, air fry potatoes. I inserted the potatoes into the middle position and selected the air fry, 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. I used the preheat time to dry up all the moisture from the potatoes before taking them out and seasoning them, and then adding them back in and turning them at the turn reminder sign. At the end of the 20 minutes, I have perfectly crisp potatoes with a fluffy inside. And just take a look at the edges on these potatoes. They look amazing. Next up, rotisserie chicken, which I seasoned with salt and pepper and left in the fridge overnight. I took it out the fridge about half an hour before cooking it to bring it up to room temperature. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos on how to truss the chicken before inserting the rotisserie spit and forks in. Start with one side and unscrew the screw a little to allow the end of the spit to slide through it. Then tighten the screw to hold it in place. Slide the spit through the chicken cavity and poke the forks into the chicken to hold it in place. Then tighten the screw some more if you need to. Then do the same with the other side. Then inserting the spit in the oven, first on the left side, then resting it on the hook on the right side. Close the door, and there is no setting for rotisserie as such, so I selected the chicken preset, which was set for 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I disabled both the preheat and turn reminder, and I enabled the rotate function because we want it to rotate. I increased the time to 1 hour. After watching it for about a minute, I noticed that it seemed a little floppy, and it eventually started pushing against the bottom tray and it wasn't able to rotate properly. So we tied it up a little bit more, this time binding it horizontally to tighten the wings and legs. Then it was able to rotate much better. After just 15 minutes, the chicken was already browning, and I was worried that it would brown too fast on the outside before the inside was cooked, so I reduced the temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I think 375 degrees Fahrenheit was actually a good temperature because the skin was crispy and golden and it didn't get too dark. And carefully using the lift tool, first lifting the right side, then freeing the left side, and it's not as easy when you have something hanging on the spit. So take it out carefully and make sure to have something ready to place it onto, and look at that absolutely gorgeous chicken. The skin is so crispy, it looks amazing. Checking the internal temperature of both the breast and the thigh area, and the chicken was done. Let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before cutting into it. Release the forks from the chicken and remove the spit and remove all your twine, and just look at how my chicken is just falling off the bone. It was so tender, and take a look at all the juices from the chicken. Once you get the hang of trussing the chicken and tying it to the spit, this is one of the easiest and most rewarding dishes to make in this air fryer, I think. We had burgers and fries for dinner. I started with the fries, cooking them on air fry mode for 15 minutes. I disabled the preheat option, but I left the turn reminder on so I could shake them halfway. Once the fries were done, I took them out and selected broil, setting the time for 6 minutes. I let the unit preheat, which didn't take very long because the oven was already hot from cooking the fries. Once the oven was ready, I placed my homemade patties in the basket. I could fit 4 in comfortably. I didn't use the temperature probe because I made these less than 1 inch thick, so the probe wouldn't stay put. I inserted the tray in the top position because I wanted it close to the heating element to get a nice sear. I turned the burgers at the halfway mark, and they looked amazing already, with so many juices dripping from it that it ended up dripping all over my counter. I wiped up all the juices on the glass door immediately because I didn't want it to dry up and burn during the remaining cooking time. I still had 1 minute left, but judging through the window, I could see that they were probably done. So I tested them with my manual temperature probe, and I'm so glad I took them out just in time. They were perfect, and just take a look at all the juices that are flowing out of them. I let them rest and placed the remaining patties in the air fryer, and this time I set the time for 5 minutes, flipping them at the halfway mark. Once done, I took them out and placed the fries basket back in to reheat the fries, and also placed a couple of buns in to toast them up a bit. I selected the reheat option for 2 minutes, and the buns were perfect and the fries warmed up. You could also add a slice of cheese on the bun to melt it at the same time, but I decided to leave it out. I had my salad prepped and ready to assemble my burgers, starting with my patty, then the tomatoes, red onions, cucumbers, lettuce, and finally adding my mayo sriracha sauce. And we had amazing juicy burgers. When I cut into it, you can see just how perfect the burger is. If you would like my recipes, I share them on my Facebook page and air fryer groups. I will leave links in the description. Cleaning the trays and basket was easy enough. I just used Dawn dish soap and scrubbed with my brush. Remember to flip over the mesh basket and wash underneath because that's where all the grease is hiding. After the rotisserie chicken, the oven didn't look as bad as I was expecting it to be. There was very little splatters on the inside of the unit, and once it cooled down, I just used a couple of wet paper towels to wipe away all the grease from the walls, the back, top, and the glass window. Doing this before you cook in it again will definitely help keep the inside of the oven clean. If you cook in it with all of this stuck on, it's just going to dry up and burn on there, and it's going to be harder to clean. That wraps up my review of the Gourmia 14QT all-in-one air fryer. After using and reviewing air fryers for over 5 years, I can confidently say that this one checks a lot of boxes, from its user-friendly design to the delicious results it delivers. If you have any air fryer related questions or want me to review a specific air fryer or kitchen appliance, drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If I can get my hands on the product, I will try to create a review for it. Please do give this video a like, and if you are new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe for more honest, straightforward reviews. I try my best to bring out videos every week. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you in my next video.